Omensight is this really cool third-person action game that I just started playing the other day. I'm probably 2 hours into it, not very far. Um, the things that I notice about Omensight is the storytelling. It's got really cool and compelling storytelling. There are lots of cutscenes, which most of the time I don't like lots of cutscenes in a game. I don't like to watch my games. I like to play my games. But these cutscenes didn't really bother me. In fact, I kind of enjoyed them, and I think that was thanks to the excellent voice acting. I think the voice acting is really good. I'm enjoying listening to the characters deliver their lines, and every character seems to have a real personality. There's nobody that really feels flat. There were some cutscenes where there was like this little mouse guy and he was yelling, and I thought that was a little weak. But for the most part, I felt like the voice acting in Omen Sight has been really on point, and I've been enjoying it. I also really like the art direction of the game. Everything seems kind of almost painted, but at the same time with a color palette that wouldn't really. It feels like a very, very unique color palette. The graphics, I mean, I like the art direction a lot. The graphics on the Switch look a little low res, like they brought it down in order to make it run at a stable frame rate. Everything looks a little bit blurry, but unless you really, really care about how high of a resolution you get, I think that the graphics look okay. I did notice that when I was during like the loading screens, I was getting lots and lots of slowdown, lots of dropped frames. But I think that I don't think I saw that at all during gameplay, just during the loading screen. I'm not sure what was happening there. Maybe there's a patch that they can do later, but literally it would freeze for a couple of seconds during a loading screen. So like they have particles going across the screen while things are loading in, and everything would just grind to a halt. And then after a couple seconds, it would pick up where it went off. And I even considered, oh, should I shut off my Switch? Did something happen? Just for a second, and then it came back on. So I thought that was really weird, but it's certainly not impacting gameplay at all. The gameplay is very interesting. The game has combat and RPG elements that very much remind me of the Batman Arkham games. It's not open world. It's a little more linear than that, but the combat and RPG elements remind me of that. So there's a lot of player choice as to where you're going to put the points that you get as you level up. You even get to kind of choose which storylines you're going to pursue, and I really like that. And then the combat is very much like Batman, where you'll have 3 to 4 enemies that are nearby, and you have to pay attention to them. That like this guy, you're fighting guy A in front of you, and guy B exclamation point will pop up over his head because he's about to attack you, and you need to dodge out of the way. It was a system that when I watched it in the old in the Batman Arkham games, I thought, all right, that looks kind of cool. But then when I got my hands on the controller in those games, I really enjoyed it, and so I'm enjoying it in Omen Sight as well. I said before, the character design is really cool. It's all about anthropomorphic animals, and like they're in these different tribes. So like there's the Rodentia tribe, and then there's like the bear people, and like this bear dude that's hanging out with you has this cool Scottish accent, and there's this really cool designed like ghost witch that is who you go to when you level up things, and like her design reminds me of the Skeksis from the Dark Crystal. If you've never watched actually no, not the Skeksis. Oh my god, what are those guys called? The good guys. Like there's the Skeksis are the bad guys, and then there's these giant good guys that at the beginning of the Dark Crystal, they're all like kind of singing to the sky. If you remember what those guys are called, please let me know. If you're watching it on YouTube, let me know down below, or you can email me runjumpstomp@gmail.com and let me know what those guys are called, because I can't remember. But she reminds me of those guys, like her character design. The music in the game is pretty damn rad. Like, it jumped right out to me right at the very beginning. I heard the music and I was like, ooh, I like this music a lot. So there's a lot about Omensight that is very, very appealing to me. I think it's a real shame that the game came out when it did, because it's coming out right on the heels of Smash, and Smash is this juggernaut that is just going to overwhelm anything. It's kind of like when we get a release date for the next Star Wars movie, and all of the other movies are like, we're going to change our date to be a week before that, or a week after that, or 2 weeks after that, because we don't want to compete with that. And it makes a lot of sense. You don't want to compete with Smash, but Omensight is competing with Smash, which seems to be looming over everything this time of year. I'm really enjoying it. I've only played a couple hours, and I'm going to play some more. If I can tear myself away from playing more Kirby on Smash. But Omensight is really cool, and if you haven't checked it out, make sure that you do.